think at the end of the day, it's really about feeling like you've contributed somehow, given back to the earth or to people. A village anywhere that you can find in the world will always have a midwife and a baker and kind of those like core, those things that are like essential to a community.
I signed up for 2 weeks of classes at the San Francisco Baking Institute that confirmed everything that I was kind of already thinking about the profession. In the back of my mind, the entire time, it was, it wasn't if I'm going to start my own thing, it was just a when. Kind of naively said, in a couple years, maybe I'll have my own place. And that has now been 8 years of kind of dialing things in. So for the midwife and baker, getting really itchy and ready to have my own thing, and then an opportunity to jump into a farmer's market came.
Mac was starting to formulate what he was doing next and stopped teaching quite as much and then started picking up and doing a couple farmers markets.
And it was perfect because we kind of already had our, our product line determined and moving and dialed in, so that was, a lot of logistics to figure out. And then one market became 2, and now we're 3 looking at the 4th farmers market.
We just signed a lease for our own baking space in Mountain View, California, and then hoping to have a little retail presence at that space.
I think why I took specifically to bread more than pastry or it's savory, like working as a line cook or anything like that, is because I'm actually just using my hands. I'm not really using pots and pans or tweezers or knives or a ton of that stuff.
Baking is definitely an extension of handwork as much as you possibly can.
I don't know, it's like his hands kind of become part of the dough.
If it feels a certain way, we're like, okay, cool, it needs this. That connection, that tactile feel of what we're looking for. It's I think everybody who's baking bread to some extent has when they reach into a bin of dough and just kind of pull it to see what it feels like, has something they're looking for, and then goes from what they're looking for to what they're actually feeling, and then makes judgment calls or decisions based on that.
Working with your hands, there's so much you can learn from the dough, and so much kind of give and take of the dough in your hands and what you're understanding with how it's moving, progressing through its stages.
There's just this sense of working with your hands all day that really feels meaningful and purposeful.
It can be pretty exciting when everything's clicking and everyone's getting along and products are coming out really nice. It's a pretty fun atmosphere.
Growing up, I was never a morning person or anything like that, and when I started baking, my parents laughed at me because they were like, yeah, good luck getting up early. That's never going to happen. And I still get up at ridiculous hours of the night or the morning and go in and bake bread. So I use that as justification to myself that if I'm still willing to and happy to get up at these ridiculous hours, I'm still obviously enjoying what I'm doing in that way. At the end of the Sunday, when we pack up all that bread and we go to the market and get to put it out there, it's so satisfying knowing that all of that work and that stress and those time crunches and the mixing and the shaping and kind of just pushing and keeping that momentum was worth it at the end. And having that interaction with people at the end really, for me, makes it definitely really worth it.
I'm really proud of all the products we're doing. We're doing the best job we can. We're learning every day, but I think the special thing for people is we're making great stuff, and I feel that we're excited to see the customers, and they're excited to kind of see us. It's a nice give and take.